Hello, welcome back. Last time I arrived in the final level and wasn't really sure what to do with myself there. So today I just need to play things forward and see if I can make anything useful happen here. Alright, I think it's very clear that taking the 1000 damage here is preferable to taking the way more than 1000 damage there. So I'm just going to do that, open these, and not have enough health to refill here at the Roach Queen. So let's do that in the other order. Unless I immediately get health up here, I do not. I do have a green key. There's no way I'm getting access to that shield. Yeah, so today's activity is to figure out how dead I actually am. Am I a little bit dead? Am I a lot dead? Alright, so doing this gets me access to a mirror, with which I will block that beam and claim this defense, which is nice. Things happening in here, there's a bunch. I don't want to mess with them yet if I can avoid, which I can. Over in this room, past that seep. Okay, that's interesting. But the top priority that I have right now is to get that shield, but I don't think I'll be able to. Let's try anyway. It's like, shoom 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 shoom, 1000 damage, 528. Hey, look at this! I exactly just barely die. Wait, that's plus... oh, 50 defense! I thought it was 30 more than I had. Hit the 0 precisely. My cursor doesn't exist while dying is happening. Alright, so if that's what's going on, I'm actually very close to being able to take that shield. Very, very close. So how can I turn that into actually being able to take it? Sure, I could fight you. I'd rather not, but I could. What are other sources of health? This is one. 4 hits. That's acceptable enough. Right, yeah, so idea today is just to do things quickly-ish and just make something happen. The really big sword blocks Ontlik beams, so I will plan to have already had that sword by the time I come back for this green key. How many green keys am I going to need on the way to the really big sword? 0? That's nice. Okay. Alright, so I have a shield now. That is nice. 22, huh? So 50 more defense, that's a huge amount. Very helpful. Maybe that will make things possible where they were not previously. I do want to fight these because I want to block those off with eggs, because there is something nice in this room that I don't actually need yet. This is much more important than anything else in this room. Hi, Horn. Yeah, the Horn is good. Those are all Buccaneers, which are going to hit me for that much each time. I don't intend to open this door. I'm going to get at this from the north. Okay, so let's see what this shield might allow me to do, if anything. Do I dare go and harvest some Greckles? Maybe. 17. How much attack can I get? Is it 24? The machine is here.
Welcome to
it is 24. Okay. 24 attack available there. It is what I want. If things don't work out here, I think what I'm going to need to do, 649, is to go back and take... ooh, very cheap green key. Yellow's the problem. Go back and take attack a little earlier than defense. Yeah, I need the defense, but I think I need the attack more, maybe. Yellow key for that much. 8 attack for not much. Okay, that's a very, very cheap 8 attack. I should probably just take that. Previous levels are mostly cleaned up already. Four attack is a little more expensive, and that's like all there is on this level. Let's just take the 8 attack. There's nothing for me in this room anymore. So I got that 8 attack. Let's just check on the prior level. Is there anything whatsoever of interest? There's a couple of things. With the defense I have now... oh, hey, you're free. That's fun. Worth how many Greckles? 258 now, plus your babies. Not a lot, actually. You would be free if unmisted. Maybe you are anyway? If I have enough attack? So there's this attack. Now is probably the best time to get that. As good as it's gonna get. Next machine upgrade will cost how much?
Welcome to Diener.
Implausible amounts. Alright, well, let's try this, and is there anything else to do? There's a green key. No, I took it. I can do better. I can do better in Sunlight Crevice. Maybe? Okay, now hold on. Since... Oh, hey, let's do a thing. Let's not yet. I'll try and blow some more horns before I go and pop things for Greckles. Because I know there are more horns that can be blown. Are there any on this level? Why am I at 860? Yeah, there's a horn out of my reach here. That's why I'm at 860. Okay, I got all the others. Okay, so I'm back with a Night Shield. And a little more attack. What was the threshold I had my eye on? You? Plus 8. Well, I could kill this one for that, and the other one for the 4. But Security Eye is not the monster to be worrying about now. Here's another 5 I could get. Okay, plus 23, plus 3. Patron's about to cheapen, and then this will look more appealing. Alright, Seep is sitting at plus 23. Let's kill the Seep. Especially since you're already hitting me only 5 times. Well, that's nearly killed me. So this is unlikely to go anywhere good. Oh, green door. But this is only... Okay, 30 attack, 50 death. Ah, leather, better than wooden, I see. Yeah, I'm gonna need that stuff. Okay, so that's what I need a green key for. Green keys exist. I can get some. Boy. Everything looks pretty bad. Ah, this right here. This is better than it looks. So I got this 500 HP fee to get in and out, but this is a huge boost to health. Let's try going forward with that in my stomach. 328, yeah. Like, as much as I'd like these things, 3128 is not something I can afford in any way right now. While I'm here, do I want to take this yellow key? Possibly. How soon will I need those? I mean, everywhere immediately. So let's do it. Alright, so if I had done that... Then what, I'm going to the Ormite section? Well, I need a green key to get the Ormite compatible equipment. The green key I had in mind was guarded by a parrot over here. Not a pirate, a parrot. Different words. Oof, and I can still access the machine, all I want like that. Okay. So 650 is the attack value to watch for roach egg popping. After that I can have a horn and some other nice things. Okay. I got a key, right. Let's see how the Ormites treat me now. Hold on, so here... Plus 23. Would I dare to go this way first? So what would I gain from going Ormiting? This is just 4 ore mites. I need you already, so I'm glad I took that yellow key. I would gain this health, yes. This defense, potentially. I don't wish to enter this room at all. Green key in here, that's for later. Gotta spend yellow to get these rewards, but I will want them. Yeah, want. Okay, I see. This will open up an oremite free space where I could break that and stab you from without taking all your beam damage. But I could just dip in and out and profit by 1500 there. This way's not the nastiest thing in the world. There's a horn here. There's a 5000 there, guarded by a very strong boy. And I need to do this to proceed. Similar thing needs to happen on the other side. Right, okay, so a green key could be spent on 5000, but I kind of have to spend it better than that. I can't afford anything in this entire room. My key budget is just way too tight for that. So put 2 patrons guard the way in here. This fight is unavoidable because I am cursed, so I will not be having these until 650 attack. Oh. So I never used the skeleton key on the gel mother in emulsifying vats. This can be opened by me. Oh. This should almost definitely be opened by me. I'm going to have to just forget about this entire cache. My rep comes from the curse instead of spending there. That room doesn't exist. This room probably won't really get used. Maybe it will if I can find some spare keys. Now, hand bomb is already used, so I probably won't use it on you. If I can scrounge up enough keys, the best value would probably be speed potion for Slayer. He only has 150 defense. Slayer is not the part of this that I'm worried about. It's the earlier parts. So yes, I will spend a blue key in order to get quicker through here and not have to enter this section of level now. This section of level does lead to a... Sorry, it's a hook, not a really big sword. Ah! The really big sword is the one that blocks Omplic beams. The hook does not. Therefore, I'm taking this beam damage when I'm going for that green key. Well, too bad. It's not like I could have fought you at that time. Or I'm just not getting that green key, maybe. It would still be health positive if I did it, though, so we'll see. And the numbers will be better at that time. The hook, I'm going to assume it's plus 50 compared to what I have, given what the shield was. This is too much beaming, and I would have to fight that Omplic. Actually, what I would do is buy this shield and... Okay, so how much health does one yellow key buy me optimally? If we're looking at the health value of those things. 2,000 on this side of the bridge. 2,500 on that side of the bridge. So no more than 2,500, probably. Compare to... What was I comparing? Compare to the value of this mirror. What I would do with this mirror is push it up here, push it all the way up, shatter or push it off, and then fight the Omplic. That would mean I would take one beam here. Yes, with the appropriate mirror puzzling, I wouldn't have to take any beams on the way in. I would take one for fighting you, one on the way out with this. That probably opens the door. No, that opens this door. Ah. So if I buy the mirror... Yeah, okay. So the order of operations here would be something like... Spend a yellow key to save how much health? Oh, hold on. Okay, so if I never spent this yellow key, that's a mandatory 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then stepping here, I don't think I get beamed right because the attack happens first. Get hook 8 beam hits for 250 each. Okay, so that's 2,000 health. Same value as what I can get on this side of the bridge, less value than what I can get on the other side, over here. Okay, but pretty good value for the mirror. However, the way it looks at the mirror is not quite saving all of those beam hits. So open, move the mirror, push it to this spot, push it a little farther, push it to this spot specifically. Hit the orb, get back, 0 beam hits have happened. Face south from here, turn clockwise, mirror goes there. Face here, turn clockwise, mirror goes there. Push it all the way up to that ontlik, turn around, push it off, take 1 beam hit. And then stab the ontlik. Get the hook, and on the way out, take another beam hit. So that'd be 500 rather than 2,000, so that only saves me 1,500. Which means I would be strictly better off buying potions here, so I will not get that mirror. Okay. There is a really big sword, but it's behind a wubba who I will not be... Okay. Okay. That's why I thought there was one of those, because there is. There's another skeleton key on this level. That's interesting. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I want to open this and bypass all of those things. Is there a similar exchange on this side of the level? No, this is where you get the key. Yeah, I'm not taking down either this opponent or the wubba here. So no really big sword, no Ormite shield will be achieved. Okay. I want this key. I want that horn, though it's a very stabby horn. There's a patron standing in the way of me accessing these goods. I will definitely want those. So horns, not particularly available here. Okay, I need to fight patrons. Patrons get cheaper with 3 more attack. That's very soon. How soon can it be? Fighting this seep is one option. I do want to fight 3 times in this room to get access to the east side. I remember this exchange. By fighting the seep first, I make the patron cheaper, and I think that's how it worked out last time I did this. So patron's cheaper. I could fight you for health now, though maybe I won't yet. I might be able to increase the profit of that further. I guess I'll set down a save here. So the next action... here's some nice health to get. If I got the hook, that's a plausible threshold to cross. This mirror just stays right here, it doesn't have anything else it needs to do, and it came to me basically free since I was going this way anyway. I guess technically there was another way that avoided the green door, but that was not going to happen. But yeah, okay, this was actually optional. I did not parse it that way last time. Would have involved either a beam hit here or doing these fights, and then fighting this patron, and then opening this yellow door. Oh, that's not as bad as I thought. Still though, yellow instead of green. I have way more green than yellow. Can I break down green into yellow? I can. But that's all that does since I can't pick up this item. Okay. Alright, so do I want to try Ormites now? Or would I prefer to get a skeleton key, I guess it would be, and go through this door? Doing that requires a yellow, which I do currently have. There's a horn here for 2 stabs of 582 each. It would pay me back 500, so I would take, 664 damage, I believe, total. Okay. It does get me 15 attack immediately, since I'm entering this from the north. It's a good direction. Okay, I like the 15 attack. This is a long way off, hidden behind those two things. I will want that skeleton key eventually, though. In terms of this room, not particularly appealing. This room has a horn in it. This patron sprite has some not so great masking on it. It looks kind of bad on that platform. It's like the alpha transparency isn't quite doing what it's meant to. Okay, but there is a patron I have to fight on the way in. Next threshold for patrons is 82 more, not gonna happen soon. And they're only hitting me 3 times, so patrons are about as good as they'll get at the moment. So I think I like the south route. But just to see, there's a 5 shield gem here, 5 attack, 5 attack. Blue key, only accessible via green. Accessible right this second via green, though. And... well... no, this is out of reach still for a few reasons. Reason 1, reason 2, reason 3. But someday I would get that. Okay, so blue key, purchasable by green key, but I want a green key for this. That's why I just got one, right? Okay, so green doors I definitely want to open. This one? That's less definite. I might just use a skeleton key and do without that blue. As nice as these would be, I'd rather not. So using a blue or skeleton key here. Yellow needed. And what's the status up here? Yellow needed there. Oh, there's a blockade here, by the way. So I'd have to fight either both of you in Ormite conditions, or you and use a yellow key. The yellow key is the way to go. I definitely would prefer this route, because it both gets me health I'm going to want anyway, and avoids... This is already 3,000-ish damage. 3,006. 3106, isn't it? Yes. And with Ormites active, even with leather equipment, this would be worse than it currently is. So yeah, I'm, but you're gonna be impossible. That much health, huge amount of attack, that much defense. Yeah, so you won't get that much cheaper. Yuck. Gross. Anyway, in terms of stats, there's not a whole lot in this route. I think the biggest ones are here. That, yeah, right. That's not, it's just the one. So, I think my route then... Do I get the skeleton key, did I decide? Well, so with this green key... Okay, green keys that are available. There's a couple of them. I think. Yeah, look at that. That's not bad at all. Okay. I mean, the one I got from the parrot was obviously a lot better, but that's not that bad. Okay, so let's treat green keys as... not in especially short supply. I don't need any here, I'm not opening these. So, yeah, they can just be used for making expensive things a little bit cheaper. So, now, if I would use the green key to get a blue, I'm going to want those blue keys eventually. There's a skeleton key that costs how much on this level? $700 attack. Oh, it's just 300 some. That's fine. Let's just get the skeleton key. There's nothing I would do with that that's not stand in for a blue key anyway, so might as well. Unless I'm gonna immediately get more defense before this, which... let's wait until the moment before I'm opening the door. Because more defense might land in my pocket between now and then. Is there any left on this level? No, not a chance. I swept all of it up long ago. Except for that, which doesn't count because I'm never taking it. I can do much better with green keys. Greckles are getting, well, close to half the amount I need for the machine. 4 yellows can get this, or yellow, green, yellow, or 1 blue. I might open this door. That's not at all unlikely, actually. That's probably going to be the best use of a blue key at some point. Oh, and I suppose I should consider... Speed potion used on... Did I use the speed potion on this room? No, I used it on the... This boy. What are you? First patron. But yeah, this is a pretty good speed potion room, actually. I most likely would just not visit this room at all and instead use the speed potion on Slayer. Most likely. But yes, so speed potion is active for an entire room, though. So anything with extremely costly combat, lots of them, could be a candidate. But this is the only room like that comes to mind. So I think the Slayer is the obvious use. Anyway, so what I'm trying to determine... So here's a green key, not prohibitively expensive. Here's one that is. I think I'm probably just not getting this key. There's one in this complex somewhere, right? Am I making this up? No, it's here. Okay, but that is pretty expensive as it is. There's a yellow cost of entry already. Anyway, I'm going this direction. Fight that patron. Fight this patron. And run out of health, huh? So before I run out of health... Hold on, if I go through here... Well, yeah, there's nothing I can do about this whatsoever. With this amount of health... Okay, so now is when I need the blue. Oh, hey, well... There's a few problems with this, but if I come in from the south, I can get these with... I'll take 2 beam hits, but I can get those without them being locked off for a long time. There's a fluff vent here. So I guess I'm giving up on getting that hook, at least for the moment. Which is fine if my next destination is up in the Ormite section. Then a little after that I can think about the hook, when I'm unormited. Currently I want that skeleton key. No more defense fell into my pocket at the time. I used some health, so I'm gonna have to refill... am I about to do that? I don't think any health is about to fall into my pocket, so I've probably overextended, but I have a save. That can un-overextend. This level's like the opposite of emulsifying vats and how I have to navigate it. Interpret that as you will. By which I mean I have to go farther north to avoid this gate, compared to an emulsifying vats, where I always had to go so much farther south than I expected to avoid this gate. Anyway. So I have skeleton key now. This is pirate territory. I want the other level. I have a place to spend it immediately. Okay. So, right, I would die if I did this. Wouldn't it be nice if both of those stabs processed, then the horn processed, and I ended up with 500 health? So the optimal way to do that would be to go in with 1 health, but that is not the order of operations at all. And even if it was, my health would probably go into the negative before the potential refill. Anyway. So that's pretty much all I'm doing here, other than opening this and stepping on the plate there. Which needs to happen, and let's just make sure I don't have yellow key allocation problems, I guess, by doing it now. What I have is a health allocation issue. Technically I could get this out and ooh. So I'd take a beam hit, but yeah, by getting these out, I save that much health and this much health and get yellow keys back. This is not the worst deal. This actually is kind of good, because I would get those keys, which otherwise I would have very late. Omblick never becomes okay to fight, really. Okay, now... no hook. Going toward Ormite's section. I'll come back to that room I was looking at in a second. Right, this patron. Okay. Well, I can't do anything without health right now. I think the seemingly correct thing to do would be this. Doesn't feel the best in the world, but it's a thing I can do, and it's a thing I have done now. So yeah, I have to take the beam hit here. There's no other choice. My sword can't block it, but it's only 250. Okay. Keys are in my pocket. Security eyes got cheaper again, that's nice. Or no, I was standing behind that one, that's why. Okay, well... and with this I could fuel up further on... the correct place to do that would be here. 58 while achievable, not in the time that I would need it to be. Can I cross this threshold? Yes. Very much so. There are several ways. I have one in mind. The best attack to get is this one, right? 246. Still not at machine money yet. But if I went on a rampage, maybe? Getting in that direction. But no, I think that's the best attack to get right now. Where is that? Here? Yeah. Now hold on. I already took it, okay. I know there was more there, but that's a done deal. And that 246 has already saved me more than it cost, right? Yes, it saved me 332. Oh. So I don't have to fight you just yet. Just make sure it happens before 764 or less. And then there's you. Okay. See, I could fuel up on this. Kill that for... too much. No, I think this is for later. Much as I'd like to have this, I'd also have to fight you, and it's a whole thing. Hey. Oh, here's a... oh, this would have actually been better, 5 attack for, same number as I paid for the 4. Well, I will probably do that too. But anyway, I would fight a seep, and this is where I would use my green key. So let's just look at what my stats look like here. Not that bad. Like, I'm not the only one who's disarmed here. Oh, this is a yellow key toll. Well, that's mandatory. No getting around that. I don't want to fight you. So I'd open that instead and fight this. That sounds preferable. But then I run into this room. 2608! That's way less bad than I imagined it would be. Okay. Okay. If I'm gonna do this, as early as possible would be good, except... I need to remember, all of my stats are still active. This is not mist, this is Ormites. It merely disables my equipment, and when I'm carrying these, nothing is disabled. Okay. I made that mistake several times in my initial playthrough. Just thinking of Ormites and mist as identical effects, when they're really not. Okay, well, let's experiment, I guess. See if it could be possible to get away with this. Well, immediately no, because I need this health, or... Well, now, hang on. 714, that's too much. Or too little. Because this amount of defense does not make that doable even with these stats. Not quite. Okay. So no getting away with that. This is 2 hits. This also is 2 hits. Patron is 3. So it looks like the most preferable health at the moment is this one. I already took the one from the security eye in this room. Yes, long ago. I'd have to fight both of those guards to do that, so that's not actually a health profit right now. Ooh, 5,000. That's pretty nice, but again, that... If I fight this way, it's just barely a profit. But then I'm going one way, and I would want this already open, and if I'm doing that anyway, then I would wait on the potion. These are nice. Focus. Get that health. I think I want to see if I can open both sides of the gate today. And I think I'm pretty close to doing that. So I will need a yellow key in here. One exists here, but it's not one that I want to fetch that way. I really don't want to fight this ump, like, for 3408. That's way too much. So that means I need to get another yellow key elsewhere or fight these, which I also don't want to do right now. Alright, yellow key from elsewhere. What's the least expensive yellow key I could potentially get? This one. It does involve going through this again. So I guess I just fight both of these now, take the attack as a bonus, and... Now, I found that yellow key and declared it the least expensive one. Let's take a second look. That's green. No yellow here. These are expensive and out of the way. That's way out of the way. That's way, way out of the way. This is a little expensive and involves going through a beam. So yeah, it's clearly that. Unless there's one of the previous level, which I will check real quick. I don't think there is. Unless you're thinking this one, which doesn't exist. No. So it would have to be those security eyes. Alright, so give me that attack. You're hitting me 3 times. Technically it's better to take these 2 hits, right? Because I'm not coming through here again, am I? Ever? If I'm not getting this key, then I'm not coming through here again, ever. So taking the hits is better, but taking the attack here is the way I want to go. Alright. So got that yellow. And I guess I'm not bothering with that shield gem yet. Because I need my health for this exchange. I have just enough. Okay, I did it. Open that. Open... Oh shoot, there's another yellow door. Right, I forgot about you. How much does this horn cost me? So that's 600-ish on the way in, 600-ish on the way out. I can probably justify that. Let's see, from behind, yeah, you'd still be... that many hits, too many. Yeah. Just gonna have to take that damage if I want the rep, which I do. So next cheapest yellow key, I doubt it's this one. Well, if you divide that damage value in half, these then are individually cheaper than this one. So 1700 some, is that the best I can do? 608 plus 904, that's less than 1700 some. So I guess I'd be going north this way. Now that exists, but it involves some really expensive fights here, or beam hits. And if I were taking beam hits, I would want to do this entire transactional in one, which is way more than I can handle at the moment. This is still here for health refill if I need it. Other things that are yellow. There's not a lot. So find the Omplic? Really? Yep, sure am. That means bring a sword. Now unbring that sword. So 3408 for you. Yucky. But it leaves me with enough to continue and also pays me back for 2,000 of that, so it's really just 1408. If I want to think of it that way. Hey, look how many Greckles I have! That sounds like a machine use in my immediate future. Alright, so I got 2 yellow keys. Meaning I could have held off on some others if that was the one that I was getting. And the gate is open. Alright, well, I played this out and it did not go as badly as I expected. So with the gate open, hey, you know what that means? I think that means I don't have to use the pirate territory machine. Ah, false. There's a nasty serpent in the way. That's why this is out of reach. Okay. Okay, yeah. So, little issue here, but I am on this side of the bridge. So this went better than I expected, and it's not impossible I could continue from here. All that stands between me and a clear is this Slayer. Just that, just 42,000 health here. Yup. That would be the only thing. Right, there's a mist event there, so that room gets real nasty if you don't green key it, and even if you do, it still also is. Okay. Okay. Well, I could get a lot of rep here if I brought a blue key. Since I've already opened both of the gates, that's... Given my cursed status, like, that's a lot of rep. Yeah, I might... A blue key might be worth spending on that. I still gotta somehow deal with this if I want access to that machine, which I would like. It'd be nice to not feel like I'm wasting my stuff, but I don't know, it's possible that's just not even worth the cost of entry this late in the process. How many times is Slayer hitting me? 43. Okay. Alright, well, I think I have a path to victory, maybe? It's close to plausible. I just might be able to make this work. And there's a lot of... Right, okay, remember, there's a hook still in here I have not even attempted to get. But now maybe I could start thinking about that. Alright, good stuff. I'm not in as bad a state as I thought. Maybe next time we can finish, maybe.